I just got out of the shower. I washed my hair today. Still pretty wet, but I'm gonna take you step by step on how I do my signature at home blowout. First, I don't have a lot of products that I put in my hair. I will say that. I'm not really into like a ton of product in my hair. I just don't like it. I think it gunks up my hair too quickly, and I'm not even putting it on the roots. It gunks up my hair. It doesn't like let my hair shine through because I take really good care of my hair, so I don't need a lot of product. That's the key. Literally, these are it. Oh, it's very hard. They're all round. There we go. There we go. Bing, bing. Boom. First things first, I use the K18 hair mask. It's a molecule repair leave-in hair mask. I use a couple pumps. Okay. Rub it together. This has to be the first step. This needs to be the first product that goes in your hair. And I really try to aim it more towards the ends because that's where a lot of the breakage happens. And then you have to let it sit for at least 4 minutes before putting in any more product. So I can play with it for 4 minutes, but nothing else can be in my hair for those 4 minutes. So I like to just kind of like comb through with my fingers, kind of like get any knots, any tangles that the towel left. Really try to separate all the clumps. And obviously I'm gonna pull out any like stragglers, any hair that no longer needs to be in there. That's gonna pull out. It may look like I'm like shedding a bunch, but it's just hair that no longer serves purpose. It's done its job, the roots released it, and a new hair is gonna grow in its place. Next, I'm gonna use, this is my favorite heat protectant. It's super lightweight. It's from Bumble and Bumble. It's the Hairdresser's Invisible Oil Heat UV Protector and Primer. I use a lot of heat on my hair, not a lot of the time, but while I'm styling it, I use a lot of heat. And I've heard that's really bad for your hair, because it is. So I'm gonna go in with this heat protectant. I believe it protects up to, I wanna say it's either 430 degrees or 450 degrees. And then I'm never quite sure like where I'm spraying the product. So I always like to spray a bunch in my hand and then comb it through like I just did that hair mask. Just to make sure this kind of covers more. I'd rather have more of it than less of it, because if I don't have enough, then it's not gonna protect everything. I'd probably say 10 to 20 spritzes all around your hair, and then probably 5 to 8 in your hand, and then run it through. That's for if you have like thick-ish hair, like medium to thick hair. That's probably what I have. And then this Virtue Healing Oil. I put this on at the end. It's my styling oil, and it literally, it protects, shines, and mends. So it's not gonna be protecting from heat, but I already did that heat protectant. So we're gonna put it on at the end, and then I'm gonna style my hair with my air wrap. So I got this one off of TikTok Shop. Like, it's a definite dupe for the Dyson Airwrap. I've never tried the Dyson Airwrap. I've heard mixed reviews about it. I've heard mostly good things, but I've heard mixed reviews. I couldn't justify spending $600 on a product. That's a ton of money in my mind for a hair product, okay? Plus, I can get things that work just as good without the name. I don't need a name. Without the name on it. This cost me, technically this was gifted, but these typically run for like anywhere from like $50 to $100. that I can get behind because it gives me the same results. I get curls that last, I get curls that bounce, I get curls that look beautiful day after day after day until I wash them. Like, so good. So I always curl away from my face on each side, and then I section my hair off. For me, I do typically 3 sections. Sometimes I'll do 4. I don't know, we'll see. For this, you don't want to take a lot of hair because it's really not gonna handle a lot of hair really well. But this one has 3 settings. I have low, medium, and high. And then I have, there's 2 different attachments, one for curls that go this way and the other for curls that go that way. So I just switch them out when I go between. Okay, so I'm basically gonna walk you through what I just did, just without the machine on. So I grabbed the piece of hair and then I turned it on and I started at the roots just to kind of like give them some volume. So you saw me kind of shaking it right here, and that's just kind of to help the hair just get in line. If the strand of hair that you have is too big, it's gonna just like throw off anything that it can't handle. So, and then I brought it down, and as I brought it down, I held it on the ends, and the ends slowly started to wrap around from the air because the air was pulling it in. And then I just slowly and so I'm like going back and forth just to kind of like tug on it a little bit, just to kind of help straighten the hair while it curls, because if not, it's still gonna kind of be damp, and I want the hair to dry as quick as possible, but also to curl. So I did that a couple times, and you saw me go back through it, and that's totally fine. I'm more than comfortable going back through and like recurling each piece 2 or 3 times, because I get curls that stay. Curls that like, they're not going anywhere, honey. Like this is curled until I put water on it, which is pretty amazing. A lot of my like curling irons don't do that. So same thing. And so my hair right now is probably 60% damp, 50% damp. It's starting to dry just because I am putting this heat on it. But just the air in general, it's pretty dry here right now. So, but same thing, I'm just gonna hold it. And then I slowly just slide it out. It's not pulling on it. It's not clamped down like a traditional curling iron is. So it's not gonna like pull my hair. If anything, it's just gonna be a little taut when my hair is wrapped around. So sometimes I'll do 3 over here. Sometimes it's just 2. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna switch to the other attachment. And then I'm just gonna do the same thing. And then I just kind of work my way around. It doesn't really matter how you start. Okay, so I'm done with the first layer, my first section. Now, typically, I see people like run their hands through the curls. We're not gonna touch them. We're gonna leave it a little bit 9th grade homecoming style, right? Okay. Uh, no, but because this allows the curl to cool down in the shape that we've created, thus creating a longer hold on the curl. So I'm just gonna put that to the back, and I'm gonna start on the second section. Okay, we've got some volume, we've got some curl going on. I'm gonna switch it out to my left side. Okay, all my bottom layers are done. I'll just keep this on. And then I'm gonna do my top layer. And then I just have to style it. I'm gonna put in my healing oil, the virtue oil I talked about. And then we'll be done. Like, it's super simple. It's not difficult by any means. Honestly, if you can hold a curling iron, you'll be fine. So I am a middle part girly. I don't know if that makes me a Gen Z, a Gen Alpha, a millennial, whatever. I also don't care because I think I look really good with middle parts, with like freshly blown out hair, and then like starting like end of day 2, day 3, day 4, I'll use dry shampoo, and then I will flip it to either side, because honestly I think I get a lot of volume, so I can show you guys what that looks like. Sometimes on freshly blown out hair I'll go to one side immediately, but for the most part I start out in the middle. I get like my haircuts parted on the middle, things like that. So especially on the top layers, on the crown area, I want to like really play up this volume, so you'll see me stay here for a little bit. So everything in my bones right now wants to comb through this because I cannot believe I actually went outside looking like this at some point in my life. But I digress. Look at that volume. That's crazy. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this sit for a couple minutes. This is typically when I would like do my makeup to get ready for the day. But I'm not doing makeup today. I feel like this is definitely set. One thing about this healing oil is like you see the stuff in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. You have to like shake it up to mix that all together. I couldn't tell you what that is. I'm sure it's part of their formula, and if I just read it, yeah. So I'll shake it up. And then I don't know if I'm supposed to take out this stopper, but I still am able to get oil out. So I will generously coat my palm. Rub it together to heat it up, and then I will just go in and I will separate all of these curls, which one feels so satisfying. But two, I'm left with these beautiful, big blowout, voluminous curls. Like I said, I might have to go back in and recurl a couple pieces, and that's absolutely fine with me. Whenever I do my hair this way, I get the most compliments on my hair. Oh my god, I love your hair color. Oh my god, your hair's gorgeous. Oh my god, your hair's so thick. What do you do for your hair? How do I get my hair to look like that? I kid you not, like I'm not like I'm not trying to brag. Like it's just that's just how it is. Yeah, so I think just because like the front haven't had a lot of time to set, I think I'm gonna redo my two front pieces. Okay. There is the final result. It doesn't take a lot. You don't need to be skilled. You don't need to be a hairdresser. I'm not a professional beautician, anything like that. I don't do hair for a living. But I know what works with my hair. Okay, here's the back. I just have a natural light in front of me. I don't have a ring light. There's no extra added fake light, anything like that. This is all me. This is all my gorgeous hair. I know I'm gonna get a couple naysayers. It's fake. Those curls aren't gonna last. She hasn't even brushed her hair. Okay. Real hairbrush. Real hair coming out of it. If anything, it just makes it that much better. There you have it.